Now at 7 o'clock, the search for two missing 81-year-old women, one from Portland, the other from West Lynn. Sunrise reporter Ashley Grahams joins us live with what we know so far in just a moment.
Plus, it's a special election day in Oregon. Thomas Schultz joins us live to break down Portland Public's nearly $2 billion bond. And
it is scary. It reminds me that we're up against a clock and we have to find something to help her.
New hope for two members of the Portland-based rock band Portugal the Man. What a nonprofit is doing to help treat their daughter's rare genetic disorder. The 7 o'clock hour of Sunrise, streaming live here on KGW Plus, starts right now.
good morning, and thank you for joining us live at 7 o'clock on your Tuesday. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. We also have Chris McGinnis and Rod Hill on board for this live hour of the show. So, Rod, let's start this hour with you and your forecast.
Yeah, I did not think when I started looking at the weather data this morning that we would still be dry, completely dry in Portland in the 7 o'clock hour, but here we are. So for the last 3 hours plus, we've had showers holding on a line around Astoria and around Longview, but I don't believe in town. And then we're all completely dry, and it's tough to tell when we get some showers or not, but we have dry pavement out there currently. 51 is your temperature in the Rose City. Our forecast today does say a scattered shower threat ongoing. Not expecting a lot of rain, and there's a good chance where you are in any one specific spot that you don't see a shower, but we believe the threat is there, a high temperature of 65. So my world's kind of boring this morning, Chris.
Boring is good, right? It's good. It's certainly good for the morning commute. All right, I do have one trouble spot. I want to take you back out to Yamhill County. Highway 18 here, got a crash just south of the Dundee area, so there is some local slowing getting around that. Back to the freeways locally, inbound Sunset, again, riding the brakes a bit, coming down the hill from the zoo into the tunnel, and that's normal. Right now, you're driving from Hillsborough. It's not bad, about 20 minutes or so to get you in from Brookwood Parkway. Quick check of the Banfield. It's getting busier, but once again, rolling along just fine on that side of town. And I-5 into Wilsonville. Traffic actually picks up speed once you get north of Wilsonville Road, but getting out of Charbonneau and up and over the Boone Bridge, speed right now down to about 30 miles an hour. So that's a little slow. And last but not least, let's take you up to the Ridgefield area, in Clark County. I-5 southbound, 2 lanes. The center and the left lane will be closed again overnight tonight as they do some sign bridge installation on the overpass there. So just be on the lookout for that. I'll give you a snapshot. Right now, the road is open and traffic very, very light on that side of town. Drew, China?
All right, thank you, Chris. Today is special election day here in Oregon. So the most talked about issue on the ballot for Portland voters is Portland Public Schools' $1.8 billion bond measure.
And Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us live from school district headquarters in Northeast Portland. Good morning, Thomas.
Hey, good morning, guys. And yeah, more than $1 billion of that funding would go to rebuild and modernize 3 high schools. That's Jefferson, Cleveland, and Ida B. Wells. There would also be a lot of money that would go towards seismic upgrades and other renovations in other schools, whether that's elementary and middle schools. And this is a bond measure that parents, families, the district itself has been advocating for months.
It's critical. I mean, we can't do it if it doesn't get passed. And we just put it off. We just kick the can down further down the road. And, you know, every year the risk of the big one increases, and every year our schools continue to deteriorate.
That Cleveland High School parent there talking about the impacts and needs for these modernization efforts. Now, along with the bond measure, there are races for water and fire districts across the Portland metro area. Many districts are holding races for school board seats as well, and ballots need to be dropped off by 8 p.m. tonight to be counted or sent in the mail with a postmark of today's date to be included in this special election. Coming up at 5:30, we're going to tell you about a unique race happening in Portland Public Schools, a school board race that is, where a high schooler thinks they're the best guy suited for the job. And what's interesting about this one, guys, is that some community organizations seem like they agree. We'll give you all the details coming up in the next half hour.
Yeah,
Guys?
That definitely may be, Thomas, our most interesting story of the morning for sure. Thanks for that live report.
And tonight, right after the ballots are counted, we will have a special election edition of KGW News live on our TV app, KGW Plus. So join us tonight at 9 p.m. for the latest election results from around the Portland metro area, plus local headlines and your full forecast. That's tonight at 9, streaming only on KGW Plus.
Clackamas County appointed a new commissioner to take over for a former county commissioner who now faces felony charges. Diana Helm was picked to serve in the role through December of next year. She replaces Melissa Fireside, who was just elected last November, but resigned after she was charged with 8 counts of theft and forgery. 59 candidates applied for the vacant spot, but in the end, the Clackamas County Board of Commissioners chose Helm.
There's a lot of county to represent here, so I want to do my best. I want to make you proud. I want to work with everyone and be on your team and move forward, and we'll see where it goes.
Voters will get to decide who finishes the rest of the 4-year term beyond next December. In Washington, Governor Bob Ferguson signed a new safety bill into law yesterday. It's called Alyssa's Law.
It requires school districts in the state to coordinate emergency plans with local first responders. It also requires schools to make security upgrades, like providing staff with panic alarms or two-way radios. The law was named after Alyssa Aladaff. The 14-year-old died during the 2018 school shooting in Parkland, Florida. Alyssa's mother says the safety measures required by Alyssa's Law could have saved her daughter's life.
The security guard saw a crazy boy with the gun bag, and if he had a panic button, then it's mass notification so that everybody could have locked down, gone into their safety protocols, and Alyssa and 16 others possibly could have been still alive today.
Washington is now the 9th state to pass Alyssa's Law.
Starting this October, the cost to visit state parks in Washington with the state's Discover Pass is going up. Governor Ferguson just signed a new bill that raises the cost of the annual pass from $30 to $45. State parks do have a few free days on the calendar this year, though. To check out those, you can go to parks.wa.gov.
Check out this video of a rope tornado that touched down in Oklahoma on Sunday. Wow.
That is crazy.
You can hear it. The storm chasers captured it as the twister moved across the ground, throwing debris into the air. That is ginormous.
Like the cloud
above it.
Yep.
This was just one of several tornadoes that were reported across the state over the weekend. That is just incredible to see. Rod Hill, that's something that you have seen on your end as well as you were watching these storms play out.
Yes, so that the particular one, see, the kind of narrow, what they call a rope-like structure of the funnel cloud. Again, if you go back to Sunday and Monday, we had 43 different tornado reports. This is the bullseye of severe weather activity expected today. This would be across nearly all of Tennessee, up into Kentucky, and then at least down into the northern halves of Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. And again, if you're flying into Atlanta, Georgia, you could be under the gun for some big thunderstorms. And for that matter, Cincinnati's airport, you'd have to watch. Both do a lot of Delta Airlines traffic through them, so keep that in mind. Here's a look at radar this morning. We've been stuck. We have showers in Clatsop County, Astoria, near but outside of Longview, and none of this activity has moved for hours. So at this point, we're expecting dry weather to continue through probably at least 9 a.m. in Portland. There's a scattered shower chance in today's forecast, but we're probably not going to see much, which means as you're out and about, lots of dry time expected here in the valley. Here's Lincoln City, where it's been a dry morning as well so far from our Snook Winds Casino Resort camera. Mostly cloudy skies, a few breaks, and this is kind of cloudy, but I will tell you here at KGW, we're next to Lincoln High School. It's actually quite bright out right now, so there are some sun breaks around already this morning. 51 is the temperature at the airport. We're all, generally speaking, about 48 to 52. It's a little cooler in Hillsborough, 46, but there's Westland at 48, and there's Gresham at 49. Salem and Kaiser each at 49 degrees. Good morning to you. Chance of showers out over the Blue Mountains this afternoon. Otherwise, a scattered shower threat is here on the west side. And again, not expecting much rain today. The bigger story, probably the cooler temperatures. Mid-60s considered cool for this time of the year. Tomorrow, all dry and with some sunshine, at least the first half of the day. I think we have a chance to get up to 70. Then there's some rain that comes in overnight Wednesday and the first thing Thursday morning. After that, a shower threat in the forecast through your Friday. Chris McGinnis checking your Tuesday morning.
Hey, Rod, thanks for that. I thought, you mentioned the severe weather threat back east. So far, no big airport delays, but we'll keep our eyes on that. That obviously severe weather has a major impact on air travel across the U.S. All right, let's zoom in real quick to the traffic map. I-84 westbound. Something's hanging up the drive out near Gresham. This is out east of 100 62nd. Traffic is moving okay there, but a little west of that, something's causing some local slowing. I'll keep you posted on that. Right now, the drive in from Troutdale is not bad. 22 minutes on I-84. 20 minutes on the inbound Sunset to get you in from Hillsborough. We'll switch gears real quick. Door number 3, I think, takes us out to Bethany Boulevard. And you can see that Highway 26 commute. Again, that's puttering along a little bit. And last but not least, I think I've got Westland queued up here. Yeah, I-205 south of Highway 43. Both lanes there south of the Abernathy Bridge running a little thick. But again, that's pretty normal stuff for this hour of a Tuesday morning drive. China?
Thank you, Chris. 2 members of Portland-based band Portugal the Man are hopeful that a medical breakthrough is on the horizon for their daughter.
KGW's Christine Pitawanich has more on her rare genetic condition and what's being done to treat it.
Someone pick me up. I'm about to do a slam dunk.
The only way I can describe Frances is ridiculous.
At 13 years old, Frances has experienced a lot. She's traveled the world with her parents, John Gorley and Zoe Manville, from the Portland-based band Portugal the Man. She's been on stage during their Portland performances, and in many ways, she's like every other 13-year-old.
So close.
Frances likes to sing and dance.
There is no time when you can properly predict what Frances is going to give you, but it is going to be 100% Frances.
But Frances has also gone through a lot. She's got a rare genetic disorder, DHDDS. Her parents say there are no treatments available.
Frances's symptoms are mostly the seizures. She also has had a tremor in her hands.
The way I always describe it to people, it's neurodegenerative, so it would be in the same world as like Parkinson's or dementia or Alzheimer's, but in kids.
It is scary. It reminds me that like we're up against a clock and we have to find something to help her.
But now a glimmer of hope thanks to a nonprofit, the N. Lorem Foundation. It specializes in developing individualized medicines that target the genetic cause of rare diseases.
What we do is take advantage of what we know about the genetic code to create little medicines that are the genetic code.
Now the foundation is trying to make a treatment designed for Frances's genetic code at no cost to the family.
We hope that she can recover some of the functions that she's lost.
We're, extremely grateful, and we're also excited.
The goal is to slow things down. It's all scary, I think, as a parent, but we're working with really good people.
In Portland, Christine Pitawanich, KGW News.
Also told us they hope a treatment will be available for Frances sometime next year. The N. Lorem Foundation says their work relies on donations and that developing a new drug can take both years and billions of dollars. How do you feel about horn honking inside the Vista Ridge Tunnel? We've heard from some people already this morning. Some love it, some hate it. Chris McGinnis is covering this topic for us in his latest edition of Driving Me Crazy. Sunrise, streaming live at 7 o'clock, continues right after this.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+. KGW's Evening News.
Important stories to help you stay informed and keep your family safe.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Christine Pitawanich.
And I'm David Molko.
Weather impact alerts to help you plan your week.
We need to be extra careful with anything that can throw a spark.
And a team of local journalists connected to our community. David Molko, Christine Pitawanich, and Matt Zaffino. Your evening news team, tonight on KGW.
The historic Columbia River Highway has reopened near Multnomah Falls after repairs to the road blocked a popular access route. So that's the good news, but let's talk about the parking, shall we? Because starting Friday until September 1st, permit parking will be back at the big Multnomah Falls lot off I-84. So if you want to park there, you'll need to go to recreation.gov and buy a permit for $2 with a designated start time.
Once you get a permit, you can stay as long as you like. And then also if you have a restaurant reservation out here, that counts as your parking, your permit.
A permit does not guarantee a parking spot, though. ODOT says that you should check before you leave to see the lot is already full on tripcheck.com.
Next up here on Sunrise, another installment of Driving Me Crazy, where Chris McGinnis covers things that drive people nuts on the road. So today, Chris, we have a topic that really is splitting people. Some love it, some can't stand it. We're talking about honking your horn in the Vista Ridge Tunnel.
And I just posed a simple question: why? Have a listen. Now, I know you can hear the one really loud honk in there, the one car that's repeatedly doing it, but there's a couple other little honks in there that are kind of hard to decipher on the audio. And my simple question is why? Okay, so we know the 2 lanes in there, which we've covered, or the double lines in there, mean no passing over the line in the Vista Ridge Tunnel. We've covered that ad nauseum. But that's not why people are honking.
They're just doing it for fun.
They're just doing it for kicks.
For funsies.
But now that we've seen that you've had this segment a couple times this morning, I'm starting to think that it is.
Wait a minute.
Because you're annoying the traffic.
I thought you were going to bring up the fact that we've established it's against the law. Can you explain that?
Okay, so there is an Oregon. I had it a second ago. 215.
Don't worry about the number.
815.225. I think it's basically your horn is a signaling warning device. So using it outside of those instances is a ticketable offense. Not saying you would actually get a ticket for it, but anyway, here's what people had to say about it. I posed the question: it's my birthright as an Oregonian to honk in that tunnel, says literally the middle E on Instagram. And then on X, what was the that's what drives you nuts about Oregon drivers? Wow, pathetic. Get a life. Okay, I'll get a life.
They say it's fun to do.
It's fun to do.
You need to get some,
Apparently I need to get a life.
The people were angry with this one, Chris.
In any event, if you have something that drives you nuts on the roads, you can post your videos and photos on my socials, or you can email me, cmcginnis@kgw.com. All right, let's get you out the door. Quick look at the roads right now. Not bad, thankfully, but slow. 20 minutes to get you in from Vancouver right now on I-5 southbound. That's from Main Street down to the Fremont Bridge. And the slowest part of that commute is right here near Columbia Boulevard. You can see we're puttering along at about 20 miles an hour-ish. Again, there's the live look. It's actually bright and sunny there, Rod. Check out the radar in a second. Let's see what's going on. All right, there you go.
Well, Chris, this will interest you. I just got off the phone with our friends at the National Weather Service. One of my big stories this morning is we've had these showers stuck up around Longview and Astoria. Nothing's been budging. The radar's down. We now have light rain reports out at PDX, and we have light rain reports in Salem. And behind me, looks like it's been a mainly dry morning so far, but there's some breaks in cloud cover from our Chinook Winds Casino Resort camera in Lincoln City, 48 degrees. Downtown Portland has been dry. We're getting some sun breaks. You see the brightness bouncing off of I-5 there running along the river. It's 51 degrees, but there are some dark clouds around. And again, at the top of the hour at 7 o'clock, PDX out along the Columbia River reporting at least some sprinkles in the air, if not a bona fide shower. 51 is their temperature, 52 out in the Dalles. Salem McNary Field has been reporting a shower. My chat with the Weather Service also, they're doing a major upgrade, just so you know, on a lot of their data systems today. So there are a number of products that aren't working, and then it does cast some doubt on whether you're seeing an accurate report on what's coming out or not, because they're going through an upgrade. I can tell you, overall, we're pretty quiet out there. This is a day with an ongoing scattered shower threat, which Futurecast does show, and it shows some decent scattered showers even this afternoon. rain amounts, total rain amounts, will be on the light side. We're all dry tomorrow. Now, tomorrow has sunshine, but then clouds up later in the day. That's an update to the forecast. There's actually some rain coming in overnight Wednesday into early Thursday morning. This is 5 o'clock Thursday morning with a batch of rain moving through. And then behind that, a scattered shower threat Thursday, but not much. And the scattered shower threat continues on Friday. So we'll say it's kind of a partly to mostly cloudy day, the ongoing scattered shower threat. So have a rain jacket with you if you're going to be outdoors for an extended period of time. You may find some of that rain. You may not. Temperatures will be in the low 60s in the valley, and then generally low 60s to no warmer than 65 up in southwest Washington. We've had showers for a while now up scattered in Cowlitz County. Here's a look at our 7-day forecast. 65 today, the dry day tomorrow, 70. The sun, that clouds over late in the day. The rain showers coming in overnight into Thursday morning. Friday is a question mark in terms of if we see just a few showers, or there is one scenario that shows Friday actually turning out quite wet. So we'll keep an eye on that. Most of the data now shows we're dry on Saturday, we're dry on Sunday with sun, a south wind flow, and warming numbers. We have us 80 on Sunday. And then on Memorial Day Monday, there's a storm system approaching offshore. It could fire up in that south wind flow, a scattered shower pattern that would include a thunderstorm threat. That could be Monday afternoon. Right now we've got Memorial Day's high at 76 degrees. And that is your forecast. Again, one of the headlines I want you to know about, National Weather Service radar's down. I know a lot of you look at your apps, so that radar you're looking at on your app is likely old data. That's your update for now.
Thank you, Rod. Still to come on Sunrise, Apple updating its version of Spotify. A look at the change that will allow iPhone users to buy audiobooks. Your national headlines coming up in 2 minutes.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We do want to tell you about some breaking news that we're covering this morning.
Police are asking some people to stay inside their homes.
For the past few hours, we've watched officers coming and going.
Flames blowing in this wind that's been gusting all morning long.
There are level 3 go now evacuation orders in place.
New information that we just got from Portland police.
There is no danger to the public. We'll keep you updated as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage right here on KGW Plus.
Former President Joe Biden made his first public statement after his prostate cancer diagnosis was revealed over the weekend. In a post, the former president thanked people for their well wishes. The former president has been diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer. And according to the president's office, the cancer has spread to the bone. But experts say it's treatable.
Once the cancer has spread to the bones, it's no longer curable, but it's very treatable and very controllable.
Biden's family says that the cancer appears to be hormone sensitive, which allows for effective management. They are reviewing the treatment options.
Here's a look at some of today's other national headlines with your morning rush. A U.S. Senate committee advanced a major cryptocurrency regulation.
The ayes are 66 and the nays are 32.
That was a procedural vote on the Genius Act. which would establish the first regulatory framework for issuers of stablecoins. So stablecoins are digital tokens tied to flat currencies like the U.S. dollar. There will now be a final vote on the act in the full Senate. A parole hearing next month for Eric and Lyle Menendez has been postponed, so the new dates are August 21st and 22nd. The brothers are currently serving a sentence of life without parole for the 1989 murders of their parents. Just last week, though, they won their bid for resentencing. The Menendez brothers have already spent more than 30 years in prison. Members of the World Health Organization voted in favor of a treaty to improve pandemic preparedness at the World Health Assembly. The agreement aims to improve global coordination and surveillance of pandemics and access to vaccines. 124 countries voted in favor. There were no countries that voted against, although 11 countries didn't vote at all. And Spotify says Apple approved a new app update that allows iPhone users to buy audiobooks directly within the Spotify app. The update follows a recent court ruling that ordered Apple to stop charging fees on purchases made outside the App Store. Spotify had removed audiobook purchases in 2022 because of Apple's strict rules. So take that, Apple. And that's your morning rush.
We just want her to be safe and be home.
That's the granddaughter of an 81-year-old woman who went missing late last week. Now police are searching for another missing 81-year-old woman. Ashley Grams will bring us the latest on both cases coming up in a live report. Plus, police are on the hunt for answers after they say someone initially cut down these utility poles. Don't go anywhere. Sunrise streaming at 7 continues right after this.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We do want to tell you about some breaking news that we're covering this morning.
Police are asking some people to stay inside their homes.
For the past few hours, we've watched officers coming and going.
Flames blowing in this wind that's been gusting all morning long.
There are level 3 go now evacuation orders in place.
New information that we just got from Portland police.
There is no danger to the public. We'll keep you updated as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage right here on KGW Plus.
We are coming up on 7:29 on a Tuesday morning drive in full swing through North Portland. I-5 up near Kent. You can see that southbound commute puttering along a little bit. This is near Lombard. By the way, you can also see the ODOT reader boards alerting us of that missing 81-year-old West Lynn woman. I-5 southbound now. Your drive in from Main Street's about 20 minutes or so to get you down to the Fremont Bridge. Quick check of the trip over on the east side. This is I-84 westbound outside at 205. Rod, this is one of our other slow spots. At last check now, we're looking at 30 minutes to get you in from Troutdale.
Noticing a lot of sun breaks there on your travel cameras, Chris. Thank you for that. Here's our state capital. It's mostly cloudy overall, but there are breaks in the area in terms of some sun breaks. 49 in Salem right now. There's downtown Portland at 51. National Weather Service local radar out of Portland is down at this hour. There is a continuing scattered shower threat in our forecast. Overall, looking for very limited total rain amounts today, so lots of dry time, 65 the high. Here's the updated 7-day forecast, all dry for your Wednesday.
Starting the 7:30 half hour of the Sunrise Show with a live look from our Chehalem Tasting Room Skycam in Sherwood. You're streaming us live here during the 7 o'clock hour on KGW Plus. And did you know today is actually National Streaming Day?
Good grief. Is
Yes,
it really? Is that
it-
because of us, do you think? Is this now a national movement?
I know it's not, because it actually started in
should be.
It started in 2014, this National Streaming Day business. Roku started it. Not surprising a streaming service would start Streaming Day. But apparently, some streaming companies will offer discounts or lower prices on National Streaming Day. So you might want to check that out.
And a note that you can also get our KGW Plus app on Roku.
There you go. For free, mind you.
Yes, we don't charge.
You stream, we stream. We
all
all stream
stream
for
together.
KGW News at 7:30.
Oh, I love
Thank you
it.
for joining us. We love to have you here.
Oh, I've got to say ice cream. Come on, I can't break tradition. I've got to
Ice
say
cream.
I like that, though, China.
Let's get you going with your weather out the door on a Tuesday. Been a pretty quiet morning so far. We've had a few reports of brief showers. Most of the rain has been scattered up in western Washington this morning and also around you folks in Clatsop County, including Astoria. We've seen some rain in the seaside, Gearhart areas along the north coast this morning as well. Have not seen anything here in downtown Portland as of yet, and the cloud deck is broken, meaning we're getting some brightness from time to time. 51 is the temperature. This is a day with no organized rain, but an ongoing scattered shower threat. Temperatures up to about 65 at 5 o'clock. We still have a completely dry day for you tomorrow, by the way. That's coming up in your 7-day. Chris?
How about that? All right, let's go ahead and take you up to North Portland here. I-5 southbound bunched up a little bit around Lombard. And by the way, you'll see these. We've got a report coming up on this in a second about 2 missing people now in the state of Oregon. This one for Judith Roberts. A lot of the ODOT reader boards around town are showing this. The traffic, of course, on that side of town is a little heavy back towards Going Street, right? So we've got one slow spot here through North Portland. We'll zoom in real quick. The back of the line, so to speak, is up around SR 500. So when you get into North Portland, we're puttering along at about 15 miles an hour. So 21 minutes now you're driving from Main Street. A quick check of the trip on the other side of town coming in from I-84 and Troutdale. That's been hovering right around 30 minutes for the last little while. 30 minutes to get you in from Troutdale, and the Highway 26 drive about 25 minutes from Brookwood Parkway. So guys, no major freeway trouble out there on this Tuesday morning drive just yet.
All right, thank you, Chris. Let's get to our top news story this half hour. We just found out about an hour ago that Portland police are asking for help to find a missing 81-year-old woman with dementia.
This is the second 81-year-old woman to go missing from the area in just the last few days. Ashley Grahams joins us live from Southeast Portland with more on both cases. Ashley?
Yeah, Drew, China, good morning. Police believe that both of these missing women are endangered and they're asking for your help to find them. I want to show you a picture of Joan Ivan. We just learned about her case this morning. Portland police say Joan left her home near Northeast Stanton and North Williams sometime between 3 o'clock Friday afternoon and 9 o'clock yesterday morning. Joan is 5'5", about 110 pounds. Detectives say she frequents Dawson Park and the nearby New Seasons. They also say she has dementia. And in West Lynn, police are looking for another 81-year-old woman. Her name is Judith Roberts, and police have placed her name and information on reader boards across freeways to remind drivers to keep an eye out for both Judith and the white Jetta that she's believed to be driving. We talked with Judy's granddaughter, who tells us her grandmother's car was spotted twice on Friday on the Oregon coast, once around 2:30 at a gas station in Lincoln City, then 2 hours later in Florence. Judy lives in West Lynn. She's about 5'6" with short gray hair and glasses. The license plate on her white Volkswagen Jetta is 501JYP. If you see either of these women or you think you know where they might be, please call police. Guys.
7:34. Ashley Graham's reporting live for us this morning. Thank you, Ashley. In the meantime, a local nonprofit is asking for the community's help to find 2 other missing Oregonians. Tonight from 5 to 8 p.m., Oregon's Vanished is hosting a fundraiser and awareness event at the Burgerville on 82nd and Gleason. They'll be handing out flyers and collecting donations to go towards search efforts. Their focus right now is on 2 missing people, Blake Nelson and Charlotte Fosgate.
Anybody with a missing family member, their whole world stops. It is the worst grief and tragedy you can ever experience. So to have your family member found is everything, whether it's closure, whether it's getting them the help that they need.
Funds raised will go towards equipment like wave runners and sonar gear to help in water searches. For more information, you can visit OregonsVanish.org.
The 18-year-old driver accused of manslaughter in the death of his teenage passenger on Sauvie Island went before a judge. Authorities say Aiden Hurd, you see him right there, was driving an off-road vehicle on private property when it crashed, killing his 17-year-old passenger. Hurd is also accused of driving under the influence. Yesterday, the 17-year-old victim's parents appeared in court via video and asked the judge to show leniency.
While Aiden might be just 18 years old, he is so young and deserves a chance to build his life. He made a mistake that so many other people have made, but it does not cost them their future. We're pleading with this court not to ruin Aiden's life. He will suffer enough, and it will not bring our daughter back. And in fact, it is not something she would have wanted, and it will tarnish her memory.
The Scappoose School District sent a letter to parents about the teenager's death, saying extra staff and counselors would be on hand to help students.
We are learning more about a police shooting in Oregon City. The Clackamas County DA says the man who died is 58-year-old Scott Farmer. The DA's office says around 5 a.m. Friday, Farmer called the police non-emergency number saying he was suicidal and then hung up. When officers arrived to check on Farmer, they say he ignored commands and pulled out a gun. That's when investigators say Farmer fired 5 times. An Oregon City officer returned fire, hitting Farmer in the hip. While injured and on the ground, Farmer then took his own life. No officers were hurt. And a reminder, if you or someone you know is needing help, there is someone available 24/7. Just call the number on your screen, 988, to reach the suicide prevention hotline.
Portland police say utility poles that were intentionally cut down led to a crash. This happened near Northeast 152nd and Sandy. The driver who crashed into this pole was okay. Police say they also found several other poles that have been cut down, so they're asking anyone with information about this to give them a call.
An Alaska Airlines plane headed to PDX suffered a tire blowout on takeoff from Chicago. This is video of the plane safely on the ground there. Now, despite the blowout, the crew determined that it was still safe to fly, and emergency crews at PDX were ready to help.
When you have some kind of a irregular thing happen to you, you want to make sure that you have all the safety bases covered. So that's kind of standard to have the equipment standing by.
No injuries were reported. Data indicates that airliner tires blowouts are pretty rare, occurring 1 in 10,000 takeoffs.
This coming weekend is Memorial Day weekend, and what's usually considered the unofficial start of summer has local firefighters brushing up on their water rescue skills. Rescue crews hit the Columbia River yesterday to test a new tool that's called an Aqua Eye. You're going to see it right here on your screen in just a moment. The Aqua Eye can help them find swimmers who are underwater.
We're able to identify bodies that are below the surface of the water, and that tool allows us to basically have a view underneath of the water to be able to identify high probable objects below the water out to 164 feet.
First responders also want to remind people that rivers are still running high and they're still running cold this time of the year.
Your time is 7:38. I remember yesterday during the noon newscast, you said Monday's possibility, the holidays possibility for some rain was up there. Are we still in that world?
Yeah, so all dry Saturday, all dry Sunday, Memorial Day Monday still looks, and this could change, but right now we're eyeing a scattered shower threat that could include some thunderstorms firing up Monday afternoon. So we'll keep an eye on that. It's going to be a warmer weekend. I mean, Sunday we could be 80s. We just did that water safety story. That would get people out to the water without doubt. Here's our Shook Winds Casino Resort camera in Lincoln City. Looks like there might be a little bit of mist or light moisture looking up north along the coast this morning. Certainly some shallow fog there. Yeah, raindrops are now being reported in Lincoln City, 48 degrees. This is Chehalem Tasting Room out in Sherwood. Beautiful shot of the very mostly cloudy deck. We have been mainly dry here in the valley so far this morning. There may have been a few, or there could be some scattered traces of rain out there right now. The radar out at the National Weather Service is currently down, so we don't have solid coverage of our immediate area. So that was wine country from Sherwood. This is wine country over the Dundee Hills, and this is showing some nice blue. That's the camera out at Domaine Serene Winery this morning. So kind of depends on where you are. We have a mixed bag out there. We know there are quite a few scattered showers up around Seattle and western Washington, and we've had scattered showers from Astoria down through Gerhardt and Seaside this morning, and now all the way down to Lincoln City, as we saw a moment ago. Dry out east, currently 44 in Baker City and 42 degrees in John Day. Futurecast shows scattered shower threat this morning at 7, scattered showers continuing at 4 o'clock. This does show mostly kind of traceable, quick-hitting, brief light showers during the day. We have a completely dry Wednesday coming your direction. Here's Frosty real quick. This is a throwback to the snowy, cold days. Dog of the day at kgw.com is the email. Send us your photos, and your dog will become our dog of the day. Only chance of rain showers east of the Cascades today will be out over the Blues. Central Oregon, a nice day, partly cloudy, 60 in Bend. And we should be up into the 60s up and down I-5 today with a few scattered showers around, but limited total rainfall. All dry tomorrow. Some early morning rain on Thursday, and then a continuing shower chance on Thursday and Friday. I talked about the weekend, the dry Saturday, the dry Sunday, and then Memorial Day. Afternoon showers with a thunderstorm threat. Here's Chris.
Rod, thanks for that. You talked about rain. The reason why we've got significant airport delays in the Twin Cities right now. All inbound traffic being held about an hour because of rain there. So anyone headed to PDX, if you got a flight going through the Twin Cities this morning, just be on the lookout for that. Highway 26 inbound right now. Tapping the brakes coming down the hill from Sylvan into the Vista Ridge Tunnel. Let's go ahead and zoom in real quick. We're puttering along at Skyline Boulevard at about 15 miles an hour. And I'd say that looks like about 15 miles an hour, so typical slowing there. The rest of your drive as we extend out towards Hillsborough, we're up to about 26 minutes now to get you from Brookwood Parkway. Again, the significant part of that slowing is around Murray Boulevard and then again right there at Skyline Boulevard and the Sylvan Hill. All right, I-5 south of town, there's your northbound drive up through Wilsonville. That's a little thick, but moving along okay. And door number 4 takes us to our other notorious parking lot this time of the Tuesday morning drive here. Coming in on the Banfield from Gateway, you've got about an 18-minute ride now from 205 to downtown. Drew, China?
Thank you, Chris. Today is the final day to get your ballot in for Oregon's special election.
School board races are a big part of this election cycle wherever you may live in the state. We have Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz covering this story for us live outside the headquarters for Portland Public Schools. So, special election Schultzy. Let's talk about that one school board race here in Portland that is really grabbing people's attention.
Well, Drew, there is one, and let's back up here a little bit. Look, we all know these school board races. I'm sure many of us don't even know who's on the ballot, right? They're pretty mundane. They're pretty similar. Though there is one in Portland Public that is a little unique. School board races are generally as dry as an Oregon July. But in Portland Public, one is a little bit different.
Being in PPS for the past 12 years, I know the good and bad.
Jorge Sanchez Bautista is a senior at McDaniel High School. He's also running for school board.
It feels like a big opportunity.
With a Minecraft backpack flung across his shoulder, Sanchez Bautista has been balancing his race with finals and an upcoming graduation for months. And while he's young, he does have experience.
I've been in social advocacy pretty much all my life.
Sanchez Bautista says he's helped pass state legislation and worked with Oregon's Board of Education. He was also a strong advocate of Portland teachers during their strike 2 years ago. Now he's running to ensure future students are successful and schools adequately funded.
We need an advocate and a true community representative who knows exactly what our students are facing.
And he's got backing. The Latino Network, Young Democrats of Oregon, and Oregon Working Families Party all support him.
Folks see me as the true community representative.
Though Sanchez Bautista faces tough competition.
I spent about the last 15 years here in Northeast Portland, and I've been a longtime champion for students, and I'm also a mom.
Virginia LaForte is a mom of a Grant High Schooler.
So I've got a front row seat to the student experience.
LaForte is endorsed by Willamette Women Democrats, Stand for Children, and a flurry of community leaders. She's seen changes in Portland Public, too.
We're facing high rates of chronic absenteeism, low academic scores, and we have a crumbling infrastructure.
LaFort's also kept a close eye on Portland Public's budget, which the district has slashed the past few years.
I think that my experience with budgeting and auditing can bring a really critical eye to how we review and manage our budgets.
And while the candidates make their cases,
we need student representation.
We have a lot of big problems that need some experience.
Voters will make a final call Tuesday. And it's not just this race that voters are going to be deciding. There's 3 other school board races alone in Portland Public Schools that these Portland voters will make a final call on today. Now, it's important to remember that if you are mailing your ballot in, it has to be postmarked with today's date or earlier. If you're dropping it in a ballot box or you're going in to submit a ballot, you need to do that by 8 p.m. tonight. The Multnomah County Elections Office on Southeast Morrison and Voting Center Express in Gresham will both be open late tonight for anyone who has last-minute questions or needs help with their ballots. Drew, China.
Thomas, I have to say that young man you just featured is impressive for sure. We also want to remind our viewers, Thomas, that we have a special coming up tonight, a special election edition of KGW News happening live right here on KGW Plus. So join us at 9 o'clock for the latest election results, plus other local headlines. And yes, we will have a full weather forecast as well in honor of Rod Hill. That's election night at 9, streaming only here on KGW Plus.
In the back of your mind. Now, that was just a sneak peek of what we have coming for you. In 2 minutes, we will have more on a Washington woman's final performance on The Voice. One Sunrise streaming at 7 continues.
KGW's Evening News. Important stories to help you stay informed and keep your family safe.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Christine Vidawanich.
And I'm David Molko.
Weather impact alerts to help you plan your week.
We need to be extra careful with anything that can throw a spark.
And a team of local journalists connected to our community. David Molko, Christine Vidawanich, and Matt Zaffino. Your Evening News team. Tonight on KGW.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
That was Lucia Flores-Wiseman singing Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here as part of her final performance last night on the season finale of NBC's The Voice. Flores-Wiseman is from Maple Valley, Washington. That's near Seattle, if you're not familiar, and is just one of 5 finalists on The Voice. She also sang Billie Eilish's Wildflower. When asked about her final performance, this is what she had to say.
I think I did everything I could. I mean, I showed a classic that is so near and dear to my heart. I showed something new. I showed some purity to my voice. I showed some gravel, some pain and anger. And that's the human experience. So, if people want music that reflects that likes a voice that reflects the human experience.
And tonight we'll find out who is the season's winner. So be sure to tune in to Channel 8 for a special edition of The Voice starting at 9 o'clock.
Never mind when she's singing. I actually like when she's just talking, too. She's got like a nice voice.
I like the pain, the anger.
Yes.
What else did she bring? That was
gravel.
Gravel, yes.
You bring us a gravelly-voiced, angry forecast.
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Maybe it's been dry where you are this morning. Maybe it hasn't been. Radar's actually out, so I'm not sure. Here's a look at the big picture. So we're using the radar here at it's called the Langley Hill off the central Washington coast. It's definitely picking up showers in western Washington. Some showers. We know we've seen the reports of shower activity now all the way down into Tillamook, and there have been some surface reports of some brief showers here in the North Valley and even down in the Salem this morning. But overall, here in up and down I-5, we're pretty quiet in our local area. We've had breaks in the cloud cover. So far, no moisture spotted over downtown Portland this morning. 51 is the current number. You get into some sun when you head east. Here's the Oregon Veterans Home camera out over the Dalles looking at the river and, of course, the city. 52. Nice morning. You folks have light winds out there this morning as well. You'll be mainly dry today out in the Dalles. 52, again, your current number. Salem, 49. There was a brief report of a shower at McNary Field in Salem about an hour ago. 46 over in Bend, a dry day expected. 43 out in John Day currently, a dry day as well. Futurecast shows some showers scattered out over the Blue Mountains. Otherwise, the activities here on the west side, and I mean, 80% of the scattered showers the modeling is picking up will be up over the Cascades today. So, yes, we have a shower threat in Portland and Salem and Vancouver, but most of the time you're out and about today, you're simply going to find some dry weather. The shower threat has been heightened this morning along the north coast. This is tomorrow. Wednesday still looks to be completely dry, no rain chance. We'll start off with sun. And then eventually in the afternoon, we start to get increasing cloudiness, but no rain chance. Now, I think we hit 70 tomorrow. Here is rain coming in overnight, Wednesday overnight into early Thursday morning. This is Thursday at 5 o'clock. And then that moves out, and then we've got just a few scattered showers, but really, if this is correct, a mainly dry Thursday afternoon. There is a lingering shower chance on Friday as well. All right, so the numbers below normal, 10th day in a row of seeing cooler than normal temperatures here in the valley. Low 60s to show Salem 62, mostly cloudy, sun break, scattered showers, west winds 5 to 15. Similar numbers up into southwest Washington, Longview. Only about 60 for high, certainly cool for this mid-May day, May 20th now, 65 degrees in Vancouver, and Portland could get up to 65. Tomorrow, 70, we cloud up later in the day after some sun to start. The early rain to a few scattered showers on Thursday, the shower chance lingering on Friday, then Memorial Day weekend. All dry Saturday and warming, 74. All dry Sunday and warming, 80. Scattered afternoon showers and maybe a thunderstorm threat developing on Memorial Day Monday with a high of 76 degrees. It is birthday time. All right, we begin with Cullen, who is 9 years old in Tigard. Happy birthday to you. Camden is 10 today. Happy birthday to you. And then also celebrating 11 years old is Vivian. Happy birthday today. Hope you have a fun time with your friends and family. And here's Taylor, who is celebrating the big 3-0 today. Happy birthday to you. No longer in your 20s. Birthdays at KGW.com, and we'll celebrate with you. Here's Chris.
You don't point that out.
Well,
all right,
come on.
Let's get you out the door right now. The slowest part of our drive right now appears to be the Banfield, I-84 westbound. This is out near the Gateway District. So for perspective, that's Rocky Butte, right? You come in, you make that big sweeping left turn, and then the big sweeping right turn. It's puttering along at about 14 miles an hour out towards 82nd Avenue. You can see those 3 lanes running a bit thick at this hour. We're back up to 30 minutes now to get you in from Troutdale west of the I-5 split. The inbound Sunset's also running a little heavy. 30 minutes now from Hillsborough. There's the live look right now at the Sylvan Hills. So again, a number of slow spots out there this morning. Door number, let's go to Wilsonville real quick. It's been a little bit since we checked in down there. This is I-5 northbound traffic. It's heavy basically from here back over the Boone Bridge towards the Charbonneau area, which again is normal for this hour of a Tuesday morning drive. 25 minutes to get you in from Main Street out of Clark County down to I-405 on the Fremont Bridge. We'll be right back.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Police are asking some people to stay inside their homes.
We've watched officers coming and going.
Flames blowing in this wind.
There is no danger to the public. We'll keep you updated.
Stream extended coverage right here on KGW Plus.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
Well, I just saw you, and it's great to talk with you again. 65 degrees out there today for a high. Watching for a few scattered showers, but not as wet as yesterday, clearly. And overall, you're going to find lots of dry time, all dry for tomorrow, so enjoy that.
Usually helps the morning commute when it's not pouring. It's still a little slow. There's Highway 26 at the Sylvan Hill. Right now, your drive coming in from Hillsborough is back up to 30 minutes. Westbound I-84 also tight coming in from the Gateway District right now. That's also a 30-minute ride from Troutdale to the I-5 split.
So take a look at this. PGE is inviting people to take a step back in time for its Parks and Recreation photo contest. Here's how it works. Starting Memorial Day, that's this coming Monday, people can try to recreate one of these 3 vintage photos that we're showing you on the screen. This is one. We have the other 2 coming up here. These were all taken back in the 1950s. So you have all summer to get creative and recreate these photos. PGE says it will pick 3 winners after Labor Day, and the prize is a free 2-night stay at a PGE park or campground. More on that in a second. You can find more details at portlandgeneral.com/photo contest. And I was just talking to China and Chris and Rod, and we all said we didn't realize that PGE had its own list of parks and campsites. I'm looking on the website. Timothy Lake is a PGE campsite. I had no idea. Okay. Timber Park in Estacada is a PGE park. So I'm thinking, like, what the heck is a PGE campsite? There's a whole bunch of them on their website. Anyways, you get the 2-night stay at one of their campsites or parks if you're the winner of this photo
Do you
contest.
have to dress in that authentic 1950s, very uncomfortable clothing?
You got to do what you got to do to win.
Yeah.
Right, Ron?
Yeah.
Do what you got to do to win.
I mean, don't go. It's not like you're getting a new boat, so I wouldn't like spending a bunch of money on this, but I would try to put together a decent photograph.
That's what Goodwill's for, man.
I think we could do it. But we want to let you know that you could watch sunrise. You can hear this every day, this conversation every day, exclusively on KGW Plus. If you are here, thank you for having, or wait, what's the saying?
Thank you for
Thank
being
you for
here.
having us. We're so glad you got to see us today. I'm just kidding.
Yes. I'm glad we had this time together.
My dad always says that. He says, I'm so glad you got to see me today.
Oh, wow. That's very bold of him.
I know. Thank you for joining us on your Tuesday. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.